Hello, my basset hound friends and my sexy pie cuties. Mark the Punk Gamer, a.k.a. Markapunk here. There's a reason I have the Freddy glove out. It's because I haven't ranked the Freddys yet in my horror content, and I haven't ranked the Jasons yet. And I'm excited to rank the Jasons on my channel for the first time. Worst to best, of course. And he's one of my favorite horror icons of all time. Definitely Freddy Krueger himself from the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise for a reason. And I have not yet ranked the Freddys, didn't I? And there's only 9 of them, 9 variations of Freddy Krueger himself, played by 2 different actors, Robert Englund and Jackie Earle Haley. And this is my first time controversially ranking them from 9 to 1, worst to best. And I'm excited to rank them. Since I did my whole Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, you guys can check that out. I had fun with that franchise. But now, to finish this off, which I wish I had done it earlier, is to rank Freddy Krueger, the Nightmare Dream Demon himself, worst to best. Let's get started, shall we? My number 9th place for the god-awful worst version of Freddy Krueger we ever got. And yes, and it's my most hated movie out of the 9, which is the 2010 one. What the hell would they do with that makeup design on Freddy? Yeah, I mostly hate this remake because of it. And overall, he looks like a burnt up extraterrestrial than a burnt victim. It's like, what the fuck did they do with that makeup look? And they had CGI effects to the face. Yeah, this is my least favorite version of Freddy Krueger. Yes, and it's at the bottom of my ranking. So, fuck this remake, and fuck this version of Freddy. He looks like a burnt up extraterrestrial. He fucking sucks. Next. Alright, my number 8 spot for my second least favorite Freddy Krueger is from Freddy's Dead. Yes, this one. The Looney Tunes version of Freddy Krueger. The bubblegum ass burnt look. Oh my god, yes, this is easily my second least favorite of Freddy Krueger. At least it's better than the Jackie Earle Haley version, but it's still fucking bad. I don't want my slasher villain to be a goddamn fucking goofball throughout the whole movie. That's not my Freddy. So, I dislike this version of Freddy because of his cartoon antics and shit like that. And, who cares? It's unrecognizable to me because I can't remember shit from it. He does the stupid, Nintendo Power Glove kill, which is, that ages so goddamn poorly in this movie. And, none of the one-liners, except for one, which is the map one, that's the only time that made me laugh throughout the whole movie. And he also gets kicked in the balls. That's the only funny thing about that movie. Other than that, this is my second least favorite Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street, which is Freddy's Dead. My number 7th spot is actually going to be the Dream Child one. Yes, Nightmare 5. This is the beginning of the grossest bubblegum burnt era of Freddy Krueger. Yeah. It started that way out of control comedic after the 4th film. It goes way overboard. They did the same shit they did with part 4, but made it even worse, in my opinion, what Rennie Harlan did. And yeah, this is my bottom third of my most hated Freddy Krueger look. He goes into the dreams of an infant concept of this movie. There's nothing memorable about this, but the only memorable kill I did like in that movie was the dance kill, which is actually pretty fucking cool, and still holds up today. And that's the only good thing about this version of Freddy, if I remember. But there's still the stupid, the beginning of the shitty comedic Freddy in this one. But My number 7 is going to be Dream Child. My number 6 spot for this one is actually going to be the Dream Master Freddy. This is the beginning of the comedic rock star Freddy of this era of the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, the 4th film. And yeah, he's starting to be more of a comedic rock star in this film. At least this one's better than the last 3, I can tell you that much. He still has that same burnt makeup look that he had in part 3, if I remember. They both look the same in my opinion. And this is one of the best comedic roles of Freddy Krueger in this movie. One of the better ones. And gotta love that Roach Motel kill. That's iconic. And oh yeah, and the best death of Freddy Krueger when there's so much souls coming out of his body. I remember that's one of my top favorite deaths in this in the whole entire franchise. It's actually pretty cool. But it's at my number 6. I don't like it when they start going off the rails with Freddy in this one, in my opinion, overall. But my number 6 is Dream Master Freddy. My number 5 here on out, I think are pretty decent. I think are really awesome in these type of movies, versions of Freddy Krueger here on out, in my own opinion. And these ones I think are pretty decent, up to cool in my opinion, controversially. So my number 5 spot for this one is actually A New Nightmare Freddy. Yeah, this one. They brought back the creepy as hell Freddy once again, which is awesome. After the fucking unsuccessful movie was Freddy's Dead. It brought it back to form almost. Return to form. The burnt makeup of Freddy looks okay. It's just a personification of Freddy in the New Nightmare, Wes Craven's New Nightmare. But it decently looks cool. Well, with the trench coat and the leather pants, I think it's pretty badass, in my opinion. This is one of the badass looking Freddys in the entire franchise. Pretty cool, but it's one of the longest films in the franchise. And I just like the decent badass look of Freddy in this one. But the burnt makeup, I don't know. They had the original Bone Claw in the original movie cover of the first one. That's where they got the inspiration from. Most of you people don't know that. Which is actually a pretty cool reference. That would have been in the original OG, but they decided to put it in the A New Nightmare instead. It looks cool with the bone glove, by the way. It's pretty cool. Pretty wicked, overall. But it's at my number 5, which is going to be Wes Craven's New Nightmare Freddy. And all of you Nightmare on Elm Street fanboys and fans altogether, what my number 4 is going to be, this might be controversial, and I might get shot for saying this. I'm going to actually pick the OG Freddy from 1984. I know, shoot me. This is the introduction of Robert Englund as Fred Krueger himself. He's not full-on Freddy until the sequels. He's known as Fred Krueger in this movie. But I still like the OG. The OG Freddy is pretty cool. And he has some of the best one-liners in this movie. I like the scene when Freddy comes from that one area of the place, and a long slender arm scene. It's like, this is God. That's an awesome creepy ass scene in the alleyway to kill this one victim in the dream. Awesome. He's not full on evil yet, I should say, but he's still a memorable Freddy in this first film. Still memorable. Classic. So my number 4, I have to give it to the 1984 OG Freddy Krueger. And here we go. These are my top 3 I think are my most favorite versions of Freddy Krueger, in my own controversial opinion. And I'm going to get shot for my top 3 of my favorite versions of Freddy Krueger. So here we go. My number 3 bronze medal spot winner. And I'm going to actually pick the Dream Warriors Freddy. Yeah, this one. And this has the best mix of Freddy in the entire franchise, with some pure evilness and comedic edge to it mixed together in a perfect blend. This version of Freddy is awesome. I do like the mix of Freddy in this one. They did it perfectly right with him. It's mostly like a return to form of the franchise as well. Um, yeah, definitely the best mix of Freddy. And the best scene with Puppet on the Strings death is pretty awesome. Still holds up, by the way. Um, so many good moments. Oh, yeah, Welcome to Primetime Bitch. Everybody knows that where it originally came from. Hell yeah. One of his best one liners in that movie. So, yeah, I do like the mix of Freddy and Dream Warriors in Part 3. Um, best Return to Form sequel. And he's not really my top two favorite Freddy, but I do like the mix of Freddy they have here in Dream Warriors. So, my number 3 bronze spot, I have to give it to the Dream Warriors Freddy Krueger. My number 2 silver medal spot for this version of Jason, wow. My number 2 version of Freddy Krueger, um, I have to say Part 2 Freddy. Yes, this made it all the way to the top of my ranking. This actually made him more evil and more sadistic in the follow up since the first one. This is easily my favorite version of Freddy on the top of my ranking. I do like the Part 2 version of Freddy. He's more evil and demonic as fuck in this movie. That's why he's on the top of my ranking. And, well, Lincoln knows that too. Yeah, this is easily my top favorite Freddy. I have to give it to Part 2. You got the body. I got the brain. I love this more sadistic and evil version of Freddy, in my opinion. That's, yeah. My number 2 silver medal spot, I have to give it to Part 2 of Part 2 Freddy. So, he is my top favorite Freddy Krueger, in my controversial opinion. Love this one. And overall, my number 1 gold medal spot for my most favorite version of Freddy, the one I actually grew up with a lot, and prepare to shoot me some more. And it's gonna be the Freddy vs. Jason one. Yes, I picked this one. This is the Freddy Krueger I remember liking mostly before I knew the rest of the franchise sequels. Yes, this is my favorite version of Freddy Krueger. I'm sorry, guys, it's controversial. This has the best mix of Freddy yet again since Part 3. Um, this is how I remember Freddy Krueger from Freddy vs. Jason mostly. And it's his last performance in this movie, unfortunately. God damn it, Robert. Yeah, this is definitely my most favorite version of Freddy Krueger. He has only one death in the movie, which involves Mark's death in the bathroom kill. I wish he had more kills in the movie, but still, he's actually my most favorite version of Freddy. Another mixed version of Freddy. Goddamn, I love this one. I know there's some weird things about the Alice in Wonderland reference that doesn't age well. I get it. Which is hilarious. But still, this is the Freddy Krueger I actually grew up with, is the Freddy vs. Jason look. And, goddamn, he had that one quick scene with Laurie in the dream world. It's in the Camp Crystal Lake red filter scene. He has the most demonic look of Freddy in that one scene. It's actually pretty cool in that movie. They only used that one time in that movie. I wish they kept that look in that movie. I think it looks cool in my opinion. More demon look of Freddy, which is actually pretty cool in the movie. But overall, I'm sorry guys. My number 1 gold medal, most favorite Freddy Krueger look, I have to give it to the Freddy vs. Jason look. I'm sorry. That's what I grew up with, overall. And there you go, my best home friends and my sex and pie cuties. That is my ranking of all 9 of the different versions of Freddy Krueger. Don't worry, I will finish the rest of the Die Hard franchise. I just want to rank all the Jasons next, if you guys want me to. I'll include Pamela Voorhees in that ranking as well. And, but I'm not including the son versions of Jason or anything. I'm talking about the actual portrayals of the movie, just to save me time. So, I'm actually looking forward to that, overall. I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Subscribe to me if you have not. Click the bell to get notified on all of my notifications. Also, like and share my ranking of the Freddy Kruegers in the entire franchise. Worst to best, so I get more views and more subscribers. And I will see you, my best sound friends, and my 6 pie cuties on the next video. See you later.